All right, Benny Boy coming to you fresh this morning. Today is the day we're going to get the 6 all buttoned up and ready to drive around. We got a lot of fine detail work to do, but we got it fired up yesterday. And yeah, so today we just got to kind of finish making sure everything's plugged in, zip tied out of the way. Got to fill it up with all the fluids and everything. It's coming good. The only thing I noticed, well, there's a couple things I got to still find. One thing, though, is I forgot to replace the PCV valve down in there, and I can see that it's not currently plugged in. So I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. We got a little excited starting the car up. But I'm going to have to take this intake manifold off to replace that PCV valve and to find that connector. And besides that, I might have to take the radiator back out. I don't know if I have to take it all the way off, but I still need to repair this AC line bolt down in here. So I'll have to do like a jam nut type deal. So that way I can take that stud off and get that repaired. Couple motor mounts, put the battery and stuff back in, hook up my code reader, and then boys and girls, it's time for CV shafts. Got a lot of stuff to do. Better get to it. All right. Some mornings, it's, about 35 degrees and you're out here fighting this silly old AC condenser bolt. So basically I had to cut the head off that thing to get this line loose, to get this front clip off, because the bolt rounded off on me. So the plan, I got the file and I've got two nuts. So the plan was to spin both of those nuts on there, lock them together, and spin this guy out. So I've been PB blasting this and I've been filing it just to clean up where I cut it off with the Dremel. And sure enough, when I was in there filing it, didn't she come out by hand, boys? That little PB blaster got in there, a little file action, finally loosened it up. And we got us an early Christmas miracle. It's only November 9th, I think. And look at that, the stud came right out. So we are killing it, boys and girls. Didn't even have to do the jam nut situation. So basically I'm just going to take this bolt for reference. Take this guy, we're going to get a fresh new bolt when we're out there getting our breakfast sandwich, and we are going to be styling. So that was a early Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween miracle. All right, boys, little things that you find that you end up needing, like this copper gasket on this banjo bolt. We'll have to go get, but that's all good. I was inside doing some research on the EGR bypass. I come out in the garage and look what I find. FedEx or UPS dropped off the rear exhaust piece I need. So basically, this goes out to your dual exhaust, and then this goes all the way back up to the cat. So the only thing I need is that wacky 3-bolt flange cat, and then we'll be good to go. I might honestly look and see if they have like a cat bypass pipe delete or whatever the hell it is, if I can get that any quicker than the cat I ordered up. But this thing does have to pass inspection, so I will be putting the cat on it until MagnaFlow hooks Benny Boy up. That's what we're going to run. It's like the stock exhaust like this. You know what, though, honestly? I might just take the muffler off and have it dump right here. In the meantime, that might sound kind of mean. Nice little resonator. Shit. Exhaust shop would charge you a lot of money with all these bolts and welds and stuff. This is like 120 bucks. All right, so we're going to check out the PCV. I got all the power steering and all that stuff situated besides that one banjo bolt thing. Battery tray back in. I'm going to take this off and see if we can find the PCV hose and replace the valve when we're in there. And then, you know what? We're going to put some coolant in it, and this bad boy is going to be a runner. All right. Mystery solved on the PCV. Whatever the heck one he had in there actually has a little electrical connector for, I guess, status, if it's open or closed or something. Regardless, the OEM replacement one does not have that plug, and I do not believe this car has that plug. So I don't know if he grabbed it from a later year Mazda 6 or a Ford Fusion, but regardless, got our new PCV valve. It's going to go in, and these have been known to fail periodically on these cars to the point where people will install 2 of them. So you install one on the valve cover, then you install another one down the line a little bit. I might end up doing that. It's just a redundancy thing. In case one fails, the other one works. I don't know. The other fix is just to pay attention to your oil level, which is kind of a given on any rebuilt car. So go ahead, and putting the PCV valve in is super simple. You literally just turn it in like that. That's it. It clicks when it's seated. That O-ring's in there. And then we just got a vacuum hose that goes from here to here. So we're going to go ahead and put the intake manifold on. Then it's time for coolant. And then we're going to fire this puppy up. All right. Right. This is the final. Topping off the fluids. Kind of buttoning things up before we're going to do an extended run on this bad boy. So I'm just doing the power steering fluid now. And the power steering on this car has been nothing but a pain in the butt. I got the hard line all mangled up and everything else. But it's a necessity, especially on a heavier car like this. So it's real nice to have it when it works, but it's just messy shit. So going to finish putting in the power steering fluid. I got the coolant up to the full line. I've got some spare coolant to throw in once the thermostat opens. So once I'm done topping this off, we're going to hook up the intake, cruise in the car, and see if we still have a mass airflow sensor code. Actually, that's the headlight connector. This is where the MAF plugs in. Because if so, I have a spare one, but I don't want to use it unless I have to, because it's friggin' $90 when it's literally a $15 part. That's the price you get for what you pay for convenience, right? So that's it. We'll finish topping this off. Intake, get out the OBD2 reader, and then, boys, we're going to do a long run on this bad boy, get the coolant up to snuff, and then it's time for CV shafts, and we're going to take her for her first drive. Today is the day. All right. So basically we had to hook up torque with the Bluetooth dongle to read our codes, and the only code I'm seeing right now, as long as torque is reading it correctly, is lost communication to the ABS module. So I went over and I checked, made sure that was plugged in. That's this craziness over here. It's like its own little ECU for the brakes. Hear the TPS doing its thing. Long story short, boys, let's start this pig up. God! Fired right up, boys! There! You can hear the dumbass dogs now, can we? Alright, open headers. So, water pump's going. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this level on this coolant reservoir, and we're going to look in here for any bubbles. That would be just some air bubbles kind of leaving the system. Sorry, I'm dying from allergies. Like I said before, the cool thing about this engine is the water pump's actually on the driver's side, powered by the cam. So this is more of a legit startup than last time, and now we've got all the coolant in the system. So I want to get this thing all the way up to temperature to make sure that the cooling fans kick on. And then when that thermostat opens, I think we're going to have to fill this jug up again. So this is it, boys. She's running even better than last time, and we're going to give it a chance to get kind of calibrated and situated. Got the whole intake hooked up now. She's sounding good, if you ask me. The only thing that's a little funky is the stuff burning off the headers, but Betty Boy ain't scared of that. It's good for the environment. So once it gets up to kind of operating temperature here, I'm going to, fingers crossed, go check the clutch, make sure that I can rip her up to about 100 miles an hour. Of course, there's no CV axles hooked up, so the wheels aren't going to spin, but... Alright, boys, good progress. Oh my god, this is payback for my neighbors with the damn dogs barking all the time. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, I need to stop. We're gonna get the cops called at this rate.